Amanda.
I'm Ben.
We're AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we're watching My Hero Academia Season 7, Episodes 1 and 2. Oh my god, last season was one of my favorite seasons of My Hero Academia that we've gotten ever, and it was the first season we got to react to on the channel. We had both watched up to that season alone before the channel had even started. I think separately too, most of the time. But last episode that we watched of last season, we got to see Star incoming to try to help the situation in Japan right now.
Pretty great entrance.
Yeah.
Definitely loved it. Standing on top of the planes.
Super fascinating to reference All Might as a teacher. I hope we get to see what their interactions were like before,
like
and what that foundation was that led her to just say, fuck the protocol, I'm going immediately over.
Going there.
That's where I'm at. You ready?
Yeah.
Sweet. Deku's room.
The fact that he's back.
It's crazy.
The feelings of it didn't occur to me until, like, this moment.
Oh my god.
I'm back.
Gran Torino's Kate. How? Because you're not alone.
Oh, that's cool.
New intro! Oh. There's Star. Oh. I hope we get more Shinso. And Best Jeanist? Are you kidding me? What? We have to go back and look at that.
Oh my god! Wait, should we even though?
That was like an actual face, no? I'm sorry, I can't get over potentially seeing Invisible Girl's face. That just fucking happened. What the fuck is that?
That was probably one of the craziest like drops I've ever seen in an intro.
Right? What, fucking 7 seasons in? You just showed that in an intro?
That's so wild.
This is their departure, I'm assuming, right? Ethan. You don't want to send out your best, you know? 2 hours. Oh, she's so fucking cool! In the nick of time, a big-time maverick from the West. I've got a long plan for my life.
Had a lot of time to think about it too.
Oh.
Steal her quirk. Oh.
What is her quirk? Also, I don't like that he accounted for this shit. Oh no. We're going to, like, gather up all the heteromorphs who have been Remember the heteromorph that Deku saved last season?
我らの願いはついえたわけではない。我々は開闢行動し、スピナーの部隊に配属されし者たち。唯一ご無事であったスケプティック様はおっしゃっている。祭り上げろ。彼らを本物にするのは我々だ。
Oh, like
Into the real
Stain.
壊す未来に我々が種をまくのだ。
間もなく領空に入るそうです。てか、めちゃくちゃ心強いんですけど、スターさん大丈夫かな。
私はかねてより史時代のお宝ヴィンテージアニメについて話したいと思う。
Makes sense. Of course.
What the? What?
Shigura.
Stop! What? Intercepted? Like,
I assumed she's gonna show up at UA, we're gonna regroup and
yeah,
try to
like
have a fucking
first
plan.
episode, kind of, yeah, not...
Meeting Deku, meeting All Might, talking about their past.
She didn't even read the intel. She's just going in.
What's Star's quirk? We're not.
We
Whoa.
want it.
Oh. Oh my god!
I mean, he said, let's hope just one
Holy
plane, like,
shit!
lands.
It's like he's becoming its own entity, separate from both. Okay. Who touches who first? Air.
What?
New order.
She can give it new rules.
What?
The new order. It is mean. Whoa. If he can make all the rules.
Oh no.
Nope. Nope.
The laser can be held.
It's
What
crazy.
the fuck is that quirk? Does it have like what would limitations even be? Either none? Oh, one at a time. Two rules at
Two
once.
rules at once.
一つはずっと私自身にオールマイトのような超パワーは不可能だが、それでも昔留学生に救われた。家族でサンタモニカピアに行く途中だった。逃走中の強盗が私たちの車に襲いかかってきた。妹だけでも死を覚悟したその時。
Oh, this is like from the first movie.
この触覚を私は生涯忘れない。彼は心の死。彼より平和に貢献するため、私は触覚半端ない。どこまで行っても参った。だから平和の象徴と呼ばれて。
Oh.
さっきのタックルでお前に触れ、名も呼んだ。戸村信楽はここから少しでも動いたら心臓が止まる。かかった。境界が極めて曖昧な状態。
Oh no. Is he not gonna be like Tomura
He's
Shigaraki
not
anymore?
Shigaraki.
僕やドクターの想定を凌駕し膨れ上がっている。97か98といったところか。僕らはもうじき一つとなる。なんでもなく、信楽トムラでもない。
That's why when Deku says he wants to save him, he's seeing like child Shigaraki.
Not current.
No?
聞いてない。名前が違う。
憎いかい、もっと憎め。君の憎しみが僕ら。
What the fuck?
髪が。あの小さな憎しみの積み重ね。髪が伸びた。よくわからんやつだ。最強だがルールもある。パワンヒーロー、スター&ストライプ。彼女の個性はされ、司祭は伏せられている。対象に触れ名を呼ぶことでルールを付与する。個性を逸脱した今の戦いからいくつか分かってきた。生命や肉体への強化に無再現ならば初手で俺の頭を砕かなかった理由が弱体化には再現がないようだ。上限のあるバロメーターを自由に設定するようなもの。指定範囲の空気に触れると死ぬ。何かをかませること。触れていないものにまでルール付けすることはできない。効果は弱まる。
I mean, she did say something about both of us touching each
真
other.
空を作り出しレーザーが持てるほどの生命以外のあらゆるものにはかなりの自由。
There's a lot of freedom with non-living
ニュー
things.
オーダーの真髄はがぜんこちら。適用されなかった原因は認識のズレ。俺を死柄木弔と認識して触れたが、俺は
Perception.
今自分が死柄木なのかオールフォーワンなのか。
And it's because he's not sure who he
Wow.
is. That's why it didn't work. That's
自
crazy.
我の確立したものには名
Intricate.
を呼び聞かせ、モンちゃんと言って適用されるかな。
It doesn't know its name, or maybe it does.
無償に試してみたくてイライラする。
He's so fucking curious. I love and hate it so much.
どうするスター。
アグパー司令に伝えて。
まさかそれは。
ここで使えなきゃ。何のための特別
My special authority?
根本の敵じゃない。世界の敵になる。今殺す。てなわけで到着までの間、ブルース。
まったく。
今日から君たちを預かることになった。私と一緒に死んでくれ、ブラザー。
頭上のボロ切りを振り落とせ。
I don't feel really good right now.
大気は私の1000倍の大きさ。
Oh?
ドバンブテージ。
Oh!
Oh, that's cool.
何か言いような。
Holy shit!
本当の名前を教えて。なんて答えてくれるわけがない。
So he's gotta beat him up.
攻略法を
Woo!
この微塵に砕くのみ。レーザーを私に。レーザーは一本に固まる。結束超力レーザー。
What the fuck?
This is some like Greek mythology looking thing. Godzilla.
倒せるならエンデバーが倒せなかったはずがない。
Yeah.
ハグマさん。
今度ばかりは免許剥奪どころじゃ済まないぞ。
お好きに。
もうつく頃だ。
Is it something that Star can grab just like the lasers?
Oh, look at All Might.
我が国を照らしてきたオールマイトでも捉えきれなかった。超える時だ。キャシー。
Cassie, real name.
超音速大陸間巡航。
Intercontinental Cruise Missile.
名はティ
Tiamat.
アマト。前段漏れなくぶち
You were right about it being Egyptian. No! Ah! It's like deity level, you know?
Yeah, it's deity
Tiamat.
level.
Oh. Huh?
All of them looking at their child
Yeah.
with like selves.
Wow.
ネタは上がってる。スターは力そのものを底上げするのが苦手なんだ。
一見何でもできる個性だけど、パワー増強には限度があった。
そういう個性ってだけだ。足りねえなら俺たち軍人で補い。まあ今の時点で十分足りてるけどな。
比較対象がオールマイトだからいける。こいつくらいなもんだけどな。二人ともゴリラだしな。さあ、つまり気負うなってことさ。
This is a good team.
嫌いな言葉。彼らは一度だって私に言わなかった。
さあ、ティアマトが来るぞ。極超音速の弾道弾。
I am scared. I don't think that they're gonna work. You can't just kill Shigaraki off.
集中砲火で隙を攻撃が来る。
この攻撃が俺に効かない。結束レーザーで止め置いてる状態。
And we're trying to do that. We're trying to hold you down for until
I
we
hate how
get something else.
fucking smart Shigaraki is.
意味がないこと。何か待ってるな。
God damn it.
今以上の火力が出る何か。まさか。
OK スター。トムラの超再生を進行させないまま両火力をぶち込むってことだよな。
まさか。ここが互いに分水嶺。
まるでゲームの押し付け合いだ。
カウント。
Oh!
ニューオーダー。ティアマトは旋回する。たとえ一本でもルールを付与すれば。極超音速大陸間巡航パンチ。
Oh my god, look at the clouds. Holy
Wow.
shit!
Wow.
やったか。
Oh no.
Oh!
崩壊は操れ。
He dug himself into the ground?
来るのは分かってた。そしておそらくニューオーダーの制限は2つまで。何かを仕掛けるには状況が変わるはず。ならば会った瞬間に崩壊でより地下深くに潜り何かをやり過ごす。バレて対応される。ギリギリだった。もう大鳥に使っていなければ。
Oh!
遅れている。致命傷だった。
That sucks.
出たろ。クソゲーの押し付け合いだって。
電気スターを援護。実験を戻せ。スターの足をさせるかよ。
その個性よこせや。
もっとうまく使ってやれ。
Look at his fucking pupils. He's okay.
やれスター。トムラを叩き潰せ。機体の爆発の衝撃で。
He's basically sacrificing himself.
ダメだ。再生が間に合ってる。
That's a wild way to start a season. What a wild way to start a season.
嫌だったのはとワン・フォー・オールの結託だった。海の機能を麻痺させ、海の向こうの友人たちの妨害、世界中のヒーローが日本に集結するのを体を完成させ、ワン・フォー・オールを奪い、ニューオーダーを相手取るためだった。手に入れられれば含む世界の結託もありに等しい。知ってか知らずか君の先行独断上陸はとも嫌がる展開だったわけだ。不完全なこの体でギャンブルに出ざるを得なかったが、賭けは俺の勝ちだ。
キャスリン・ベイトは崩れない。
俺をかばってバカ野郎。
耐久力の強化上限に引っかかる。崩壊が
取った。個性の吸引が同時に起こる。ニューオーダーが宣言することで発動する能力である以上、体を同時に守る
And
こ
your
とは
body
で
at
きな
the
い。
same time.
両方失ったんだ。
あの日お前と読んだコミックさ、続きがあるのを知らなかったんじゃない。読むのをやめたんだ。
大気は
What did she?
What the fuck?
What did she do?
何が起きてる。個性が破裂していく。
Rupturing.
まさか
戦闘機爆破じゃ間に合わないからバレる直前に付与しておいたの。
That if he took my quirk,
オーダーは他の個性
Will oppose other quirks?
she gave a rule to her quirk. That's so crazy.
大役は個性を奪われ全滅すること。私の体も守れたらよかったけど、世界の脅威と私一人の一対一交換なら安いものでしょう。ブロス、今までありがとう。無理ばかり言ってごめんなさい。
Just 2 episodes into the new season, casually killing the fucking hero that I'm so excited to see.
個性は奪うか与えるか破棄はできない。
I can't just discard.
ニューオーダーを与えな。こいつらに。
Could they save her in time? If he gave it to someone, could he then give it back to her before her body's completely gone?
They wouldn't have the ability to transfer.
Not unless they
My
made an
reflect
order
quirk
that they
has been
could.
destroyed.
Wow.
次々と破壊されていく。
Wonder what he'll be left with. Nothing, or just a few?
Maybe just decay?
Maybe.
あの時あなたが私を助けてくれたから素敵な夢に溺れられた。オールマイト恩返し。
まずい。早く。
オールマイトの
The Specter of All Might.
逃がすな。撃ち落とせ。翼の個性。パワーを合わせれば負ける。誰かにニューオーダーを与えなくては消えてなくなる。
The fact that we're giving it to someone, though, a very powerful quirk.
お前がオールマイ
今日から君たちを預かることになった。一緒に死んでくれ、ブラザー。私の恩返し。
お前はずっと最高のヒーローだったよ。
America's best hero.
I hate that All for One like had the fucking preconception of, oh, can't let those two meet, can't do it. Whoa.
Wait, Shigaraki has to give it to someone. They're by the water. Yeah, they're by the water. He's coming in.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
の個性に付与したのはおそらく個性の同居を許さないルールならば第三者の個性を奪いニューオーダーを与えれば保管可能。
バカ。ニューオーダーは他の個性と反
Holy
So you can't take another one?
shit.
Wait, so can he not?
たくさん個性を持っていたおかげで私も反発されまくって消える。殺しきれなかったのは残念だけどよく覚えておきな。
John
Because you
Doe.
don't have a name.
人が人を助ける限り継いだ誰かが必ず
Holy shit.
人間生き延びた方が勝ちだ。 失せろ死人め。
英雄の誰か。
緑谷
Oh,
The child voice. That's
死柄木の逃走後、即座に捜索が何者かが争った形跡を見つけただけで追い詰めるには至らなかった。
did you see
ア
the
メリカナンバーワ
bodies?
ンヒーローの訃報はその日のうちに世界を駆け巡った。現最強と謳われたヒーローが叶わなかった事実に
that's bad for morale.
Shrink away.
派遣の取りやめ。
会いたかった。
だがスターの死は戸村信楽との戦闘記録が残されている。あらゆる生体反応、個性解析を記録している。
Wow, that's
これを使え
awesome.
ば何か糸口がつかめるはずだ。あの化け物の研究をしてないなんてこと。
次の日、
言えよ。
同期からいただいた分析データで判明した。信楽は明日にも万全の体となるはずだった。信楽は動けない。
Good.
スター&ストライプが残してくれた奪われたニューオーダーが毒のように信楽を蝕んだ。いくつ持っているのかはわからないが、相当数の個性が損壊したとみられる。
それじゃあ今が千載一遇のチャンス。
そうだ、この時間を有効に使う。オール・フォー・ワンを倒す。見つかっても見つからなくても結局は総力戦になるだろう。依然最強のヴィラン信楽戸村、オール・フォー・ワン本体、
The
エ
original
ンデバーに
body.
匹敵する炎、翻弄し続ける少女戸賀卑弥呼、ニア・ハイエンド。
おそらくそれだけじゃない。
ああ、対してこちらは前線に立つ者はもう半数以下に減ってしまった。殉職を前にしてあえて言う。君たちが守りたいものを守るために武を使って少しでも
A
力を
week.
底上げして
And
も
we're
らう。
You
kids.
have a week, and then
くんと出て行っちゃったから。
いらしてもすぐ出て行きますし、プッシーキャッツの圧縮訓練を続けてたんです。
我々は緑谷と共に行く者。信楽らを止めるまで戦い続ける。
かっちゃんたちが組み手してくれるんです。完成さ
すごくに耳ちぎられてん。俺の新境地クラスターが
Cluster.
するか確かめて。俺はもっと硬くならなきゃいけねえんだよ。繋いでいかねばな。
オイラのスターよ。
みんなのスターだよ。
さあ始めようか。優勢ランドも。
God, we've come so fucking far.
あの日の卵たちはとっくに帰っていて。
I mean, think about the emotional response. They're told Star's dead, but their morale is not.
Look what Ida's wearing.
オール・フォー・ワン、やはりお前はバカな。このクラスは強いぞ。
Okay, that was My Hero Academia Season 7, Episodes 1 and 2. So, before we started watching My Hero Academia on the channel last season, I felt like I was so smart in the fact that I was thinking, like, yeah, the first episodes of seasons, like, for My Hero, like, recaps or, you know, a way to really just get you rolling into the season. Nothing crazy
You
would
don't
happen or
start out, like-
significant.
Racing forward.
Fuck, man. I'm an idiot. I'm stupid. I'm sad. But I'm hyped.
You know what's like hindsight brilliant though?
Huh.
We watched these 2 episodes together.
Yeah.
Which, like, now, knowing what the 2 episodes, they basically were a 45-minute thing. They should
agree.
have been linked. Like, that's wild.
It does feel like one complete episode almost, and now we're on to the next part and the rest of the season.
Introduce us to a character finally. Kill that character. Story start and finish.
Man, it's so wild because it's like at the end of season 6, I am like, okay, Star is going to be fucking amazing and strong, of course, because of how much of a show they're making of it. A student of All Might's, right? But we had no idea of Quirk.
And America's top hero. Like, not even, like, attributed to, like, or related to All Might in any way by dialogue of Master. But the idea that, like, this is America's top hero, like, if it's a top hero of another country, then you're obviously going to put a lot of hope into that character and their quirk.
I didn't think it was going to go deeper than whatever Star is going to be, like, extremely strong and a powerful ally. I didn't think it would go into All for One having knowledge of what that quirk is and a desire to want that quirk, but more importantly, try to get One for All before even trying to fight it. Like, like having such a like reverence for it, having such like a respect for how terrifying a quirk this could be.
Sometimes I don't think about the actual gravity of something that All for One brought up in, I think, the first episode, which was all of the friends he has in both in like organized crime across, like, in every single country across the entire world. And we get dialogue about how Star's quirk is kept, like, really secretive,
close to the chest,
and close
by
to the chest by the White House, which obviously makes sense. But if All for One was already like eyeing Star as someone that he didn't want to link up with Midoriya specifically because of what he already was gathering about their quirk, and even just maybe about the energy of the person reminding him too much of All Might. But the fact that All for One might have maybe somewhat of more extensive knowledge of other people's top heroes, like other countries' top heroes, that maybe they perceive or is being kept secret, but it's not actually because organized crime has it figured out. But I mean, not that that matters anymore because everyone else is focusing on their own, protecting their own at the moment.
Yeah, man. Like, you know, the conversations we've had about people like Mirio, like Mirio, like Deku going to Mirio and being like, what if there was a way I could give you my quirk? And the idea that we had through Night Eye, you a quirkless boy, that's who you're giving it to? Holy shit, what would it have been like if Star had One for All? Like, that would, imagine, like, having New Order on top of One for All. That would have been absurd.
Because, like, I think the title, or like the title given to what this quirk is going to be called, New Order, I really love that choice in how to kind of coin what the quirk is.
Yeah.
Because it is really, like, you can make new rules for things. Like, laws of the universe type rules. Like, even if it's an inanimate object, if you could just suddenly get rid of gravity, or you could suddenly, like, I don't know, do what Star did and take the air away from a specific location
Radius,
that she was touching in a star pattern because she is also an artiste. Like,
she's theatric.
Was. Oof.
Yeah.
I can't believe that's two things in the very start of our journey in this new season that they have done to me where I'm, like, shocked, and that is Invisible Girl in the intro.
Gakure fucking seeing her
and then Star and killing her. I'm like, what are you... I feel like last season did have a lot of, like, okay, things are, like, so ramping up, things are crazy, people dying, like, the gravity of the situation, it is evident to the viewer. And this season is just really also, as soon as the door is open, they're like, we're coming through, like, immediately.
I have the still from the intro pulled up. Green hair, green eyelashes, maybe green eyes.
Crying. There's emotions there.
Why now?
I don't know. I'm just really freaking excited about it. I don't want to think too hard about it.
Okay,
but I am really excited about it.
So, I loved Star. I loved the idea that it wasn't just her. She had a family basically within her unit.
They fought together. That was her team. They were a team, brothers.
I could be wrong here. So the idea of New Order being within Shigaraki and him having to try to find somebody to pass it off to, right? I was like, okay, that makes sense. I'm a little scared. Is there a way that after passing it off, he could get it back and it would just be a temporary vessel until he could figure out a way? Is it somebody who would have New Order but a villain that we'd have to go up against? But after that, like, after Star reappeared and said idiot, and you got to see, like, the skeleton decaying away, I read that as New Order was destroyed. Like, after trying to pass it off, New Order was destroying a bunch of the quirks that Shigaraki had, and then also destroyed itself on its way out. I don't know how many quirks Shigaraki has right now, but
can you destroy the quirk that lets you be able to give quirks to other people?
You
That's just
could.
like something I want to say. Obviously, like, how I read it was that there was like, it was like a ticking time bomb kind of thing, like destroying quirks and then destroying yourself. Like, I could totally see that being the case, at least in my initial like interpretation while watching. But we are like, it is such a lofty kind of goal to put onto, or rule to put onto something that is already very encompassing as a power that has a lot of quirks, can give and take, can store, and knowing exactly what havoc has been wreaked there, I don't have like a super clear, like, we don't know, as in like All Might is like, we don't know how many of the quirks were destroyed. And as a viewer, I feel like I'm in a similar boat where I'm like, I don't know how I know damage was done.
Yeah.
I know we have an extension. I don't know which quirks are gone, which ones were destroyed, and what is left.
I don't know, like, I wish that there was, like, we got, like, a video game-esque bar filled to the top, and it's, like, 1,000, and then we get to see the number descending down to, like, 100 or something. To have been able to visualize what and how much was actually lost from Shigaraki's.
Maybe this is better. Maybe having us in this state of uncertainty of, like, think about what happens at the very end of episode 2, where we're getting handed over kind of this data and analysis.
Yeah.
It could kind of fit with that, like, keeping the viewer in the same place that, you know, the heroes are, which is we're still gathering information. We don't have the full picture. We don't actually know who could defeat him and what's actually going on there. Like, we don't have 100% flawless. We exactly know what tactics to use, who we could have go up against. Even though we have an extension, all we have is hope at this point.
Man, before we see Star at the end of last season, if you really were thinking about it, you're like, okay, we're fucked. We have no hope. We lost. What the fuck are we to do? I guess, like, it's a big world. We're only in Japan. We can hope that the world of heroes can come together and defeat these enemies. Then we're shown that the world is coming to our aid, or at least one example, and, you know, one piece that could lead to other people in supporting us. And now 2 episodes into the season, it's like, nope, the world, they can't help. They're not going to help. They need to worry about their own countries at this point, and all we have to go up against Shigaraki and All For One are what we see on the screen.
What we currently have. I think that it's pretty accurate, the depiction of what, like, the laws, the licenses, how other countries would react, whether they originally agree to send aid but then defer after obviously seeing America's top hero die. Why would they send their own? But also, we can't forget, and these episodes remind us, Japan isn't the only people that have people with quirks that would choose to be villains or be put into a position where they would feel like that is the path that they must lead.
Man, I'm so upset. I'm so upset that we don't get to see the only time we got to see All Might and Star were in, like, great flashbacks, and I loved them.
And a picture.
And I loved seeing All Might in his prime and his outfits, and I love it, don't get me wrong, but god damn it, I wanted to see them hang out.
And it really hit when All Might's, like, first line upon hearing that Star, like, died in duty in action is, I wish I had gotten to see her or, like, meet her or something. that hit.
I'm very happy in a fucked up way that Shigaraki is as smart as he is. Like, one of the things that has always been Deku before he even had a quirk was his intelligence and his how dangerous his thinking was. Like, I'm thinking back to, like, I think it was season 3, episode 23 or 22, whenever Deku and Bakugo fought. Bakugo had a line, like, during their fight being like, can't let him think, right?
Yeah.
That's such a core ability and pro for Midoriya that, it's fucked, but I'm happy that Shigaraki is also leveling up to such a degree that it's not just him having multiple quirks. He's able to use them to the best of their abilities because of his own, like, creativity and logic. Like, burying himself further into the ground with decay, sending a Nomu.
It is kind of something that Deku would have thought of, probably. Yeah. I think because to have, like, really good writing in this situation, you have to kind of keep these characters as if you could think, what if our main character was put in the same circumstances and situation as the main villain? If they were swapped, what would it be like? If All Might had been the one that walked up to Shigaraki instead of All for One,
There are two things that I definitely want to talk about. One being, how the fuck would a possibility of saving Shigaraki exist? Is it the only thing I can think of? I don't think it's realistic to be like, yup, we're gonna get him back to normal like we first saw him in season 1, but he's not going to be a villain. It's a way of defeating him to give him some sort of peace.
We can't forget what Gran Torino said about, like, sometimes the only way to save someone is to kill them.
Yeah.
And that idea was really hard to swallow, I think, for viewers and for characters last season. But I don't even feel comfortable calling him Shigaraki anymore. I have to call him John Doe.
That was so fucking cool. And the other thing I really wanted to talk about was Spinner. I think that he's really fascinating. Like, the fade out and in, the cross dissolve of, like, Spinner and Stain was really interesting. I wonder, it might just be like a dream and it's unrealistic, of ever having Stain and Spinner meet face to face and see what that interaction would be like, and whether Spinner would, like, realize what he's actually doing and what Stain would actually, want, or what that would even look like, because we got Stain last season in such a profound way and massive way for All Might that I almost feel like he wouldn't come back unless it was for All Might to be the one to kill the hero killer. But at the same time, it's interesting that they had the parallel brought up.
I think that my last thing would probably just be a kind of compliment to the writing in terms of the energy for the viewer. We start the first episode off with Deku kind of, like, with the scarf, he's hanging it to dry, I'm assuming, and he's back in his, like, dorm room, and he's dressed in, like, not in his costume anymore, not in his hero clothes. Clean. And obviously we didn't, like, just watch the last season. Yeah. So coming into this, having some sort of, like, break in between, it's almost like my brain, like, had this Mandela effect or something where I was like, oh, yes, we're back. We're in the dorm. Almost like my brain was wiped because we were back in a familiar location. Yeah. And so the energy felt, like, calm and safe. And it's almost like my mind was getting wiped a little bit until it's like, oh, thank goodness we're, like, back home. And I'm like, oh, right. This is new to us at the moment. Like, we were not wanting to return here. There was heavy reason not to. It was a big deal we returned. Like, I can't forget that. And then luckily they showed it to me, like Uraraka talking to megaphone. The masses. And then what they did at the very end of episode 2 with the fact that all of our characters are currently receiving news, or at least hearing from All Might, that a giant hero star has died. Yeah. And all of them are just, like, because of everything they've gone through, they've heard of so many different heroes either dying or not being able to fight anymore that this whole class has already been like, that's not going to affect what I do because I'm going to fight and I'm focused on my training.
We're already locked in.
We're already locked
yeah.
in. And so, like, the emotional, like, in both of those, like, the start and the finish here of the end of this episode, the energy is very much, like...
I love it. I love the show not tell of it, of the growth that, like, we've had. Like, they show us, they tell us after showing us, in this sense. Like, All Might's about to do the tell not show of we gotta like lock in, we gotta make sure that we're ready and use this week to train, but then it's interrupted and stopped, and it's like no, we already know that, we've grown, we know that, and then he's able to look at the past and see how far we've come. It's so fucking good. All right, you good?
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.